What's up, bodybuilding fans? Welcome to Texas Bodybuilding News. I'm your host, Jason Martinez. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys give it a follow and subscribe to our podcast. On today's segment, one-on-one with Jason, I got a good friend of mine, Saeed Kalantari. Saeed Kalantari has been bodybuilding for a very long time. He's one of the old school guys down here in the valley. I remember seeing him when he made his comeback after a couple of years layoff, and I was like, man, this guy still got it. And I know he's 3 weeks out from the Iron House Classic here in McAllen, so I wanted to bring him out here and kind of give his story, about how it started for him, how he got into the bodybuilding. So let's take it away, man. How'd you get into this stuff? How did
Well, I'm
it all
going
start?
to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Iran, and over there, there was at that time bodybuilding didn't even really exist that
Mhm.
much at all. In high school, I did a little bit play sport, like I played soccer. I did a high school wrestling and some track, but never ever touched weight at all. And I was always on the skinny side. I'm 6 feet, and at the time I was in high school, I was 6 feet, and I actually graduated high school weighing 135 pounds.
At 6 feet?
Yeah, I was skinny. I was just really, really skinny. So at age 18, what happened was there was a start of war between Iran and Iraq,
Mhm.
and it was mandatory. Everybody had to go join the military. That's what I did for 2 years. I served in war for a couple of years. And after I finished my serving and I got discharged from military, I decided I want to come to the United States.
Okay.
So there was no American embassy in United States, in Iran at the time, and still there is no American embassy. The relationship is not that great between the countries. So I had to go to Turkey. It took me 3 years to actually get a student visa to come to the United States. I got admission from Louisiana State University.
Okay.
I came to the United States at that time. I was 23, 24 years old. So I went to college, and it was kind of rough, just coming over here, not knowing the culture, didn't speak the language, didn't have anybody, had to pay for my tuition, work like 80 hours, go to school, all that stuff. And since I was a foreign student, and the tuition was always out of state tuition.
Mm.
So it's like 10, like I remember at Louisiana State University at that time, the tuition was like $200 for like in-state student. I was paying $2,000
Okay, it's out
for
of state.
semester. Yeah, it was out of state and it was expensive. So anyway, I was in college and I still didn't do anything at all. It was just more, study and going to work and study and all that. And age 27, I finally decided I want to just work out because I was still too skinny. Age 27, I was 150 pounds. So I decided, I want to start working out and I want to gain some weight. And I was going to be happy with 180 pounds. So like I get 280 pounds, I'll be happy, I'll stay with that. So I joined the gym, and me not working out at all, I'll go to the gym, and like I think it was the first day or second day, I didn't know how to work out. I think, banging the plates too much against each other. The owner comes to me and say, "Hey man, you're breaking out the equipment. You better stop doing that, or I'm going to kick you out of the gym." I said, "Well, dude, I never work out, and just show me, teach me how to work out." So he kind of teach me a proper working out a little bit. And I was looking at all these guys at the gym, like, oh man, I want to look like this guy. I want to look like that guy. But they look good. So anyway, in 6 months, I was 180 pounds.
So that
Again,
quick? Your body
that quick,
responded that quick?
yeah, that real. 6 months, again, 30 pounds. And in 1 year, I was 205.
And did you change your eating at that time, or you were just
Yes.
more okay? So you
Well,
started.
yeah, that's what they tell me. That you need to eat and you need to eat. Over there at that time, like you need to eat as much as you can. And I was eating and eating and eating, just anything. Like I was making a big part of the spaghetti, and I was eating off of it, and make a lot of rice and chicken. I was just eating. So I was eating a lot of food. Again, I was 205, and I was like, honestly, I was looking at the same guys I was looking at the beginning. As I look maybe the same or even better than some of the guys that I want to, I started. So at that point, the guys at the gym, they start coming to me and say, "Hey, why don't you compete?"
But and at this time, were you still going to college, or you already graduated?
Yeah, Austin was going to the college.
What
Yeah,
were you studying?
I was studying mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering.
Yeah, I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree, and of course later on I went to Texas A&M. I got a MLS, medical laboratory scientist. I got another degree, so that's what I'm using right now as a profession that I have. So I'm using that degree. So
then you said some of the guys came up to you and say, "Hey, how come you're not competing?"
yeah, that's what they were telling me. Like, you need to compete. I'm like, what's competition? I don't know what even competition is. So they start helping me out with posing, with dieting, and everything else. And to be honest with you, I got on a stage, and I was probably the most natural bodybuilder ever step on the stage because I wasn't even taking supplement, like not even protein, because I couldn't afford it. No protein shake or nothing, no vitamin, just eating and eating and eating. And at that time, things were different. It was just bodybuilding, men and women, and there was fitness.
Yeah.
That was it. Correct. There was nothing else. There was no bikini wellness or woman figure or, classic physique or, none of those. It was just bodybuilding and bodybuilding. So, and in whole Texas, it wasn't just like right now that every month there is 3, 4 shows. It will maybe, if I say less than 10 shows, the whole Texas.
That was, what year was that, you said?
The first time I competed, it was probably 91 or 92. 1991 or 92.
Yeah, and that was, you got into the NPC organization?
NPC organization.
Okay, so what was your first show that you did? What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but it was in Corpus Christi, Texas. I don't remember the show name. I remember the promoter.
Was that Bernadette's show already?
No, no.
Okay.
No, it's Brandon. Was Bernadette you talking about?
Yeah.
No, Bernadette didn't even exist at that time.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I don't remember a show being in Corpus, unless it was
It was long time ago, and then they discontinued it for a long time. It wasn't then Bernadette came and started doing it. And I was like after I don't know, maybe 10 years after something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it was long time ago. So when you get on the stage, it was like a lot of bodybuilders. It was like when you get stage, it was like 20, 30 competitor on each division because that's all it was, and there wasn't that many shows.
Yeah, correct.
So I was in middleweight, and I placed third, which was actually for my first show. It wasn't bad at all.
And how much did you weigh that show?
I think I weighed 178.
Okay.
I weighed 178 or 187. I don't remember. Or maybe it was 187. I think it was 187.
Yeah, because back then there was only 3 classes. It was lightweight, middleweight, and then heavyweight.
Heavyweight. Yeah, that was. And then at that time there was no peak week. It was whole week.
Whole week.
So the protocol has changed a lot. It was so different at that time. I remember we cut off the water on Wednesday afternoon. We didn't drink any water Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's show. Wow. So if you were thirsty, they would tell you, you know what, you can have an ice cube every 2-3 hours. You have an ice cube, you put it in your mouth and just let it, melt. And that's what they call it whole week.
It's weird how that has changed, because I remember hearing that you cut your water way ahead of time.
Yeah. And I mean, the protocol is so much better these days, and you can drink all the way to the day of the show, and that was like, and it was every time it was during the summertime. It was 3 days not drinking water in this weather and trying to force food. And
do you have any pictures of that show?
I do have the picture. Yes, I do. Okay. But I have it at the time there wasn't no.
But it's an actual photo.
Actual photos. So yeah, I do actual. I look at them. Yeah, I can send it to you. A picture of those. I was pretty lean, but I was 187, and I was alright, but it wasn't anything like impressive or anything like that.
So when you did that show, so all the guys that were at the gym, did they help you with the diet also, and kind of help you what to do and the posing?
Yeah, and they helped me with the dieting and stuff. And there was a group of people that want to compete in that show, and we get together and we practice posing. Okay. And somebody was telling us, like, putting in line, I'm like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And there was a couple of people they have done it for a long time, so they had a lot of knowledge, so they were helping everybody. And that's why I got help from all these people, because before that I didn't know what posing is or what competition is.
And when you placed third at that your first show, what was it? What did you feel afterwards? Did you say, okay, no more, or you just like, I love this?
No, after that I said, third, I want to be first. I'm not happy with third. I'm going to continue till I need to get the first place. So just keep on going, and I started, gaining weight and to just did more competition and more competition. At one point, I got to 270 pounds. The heaviest I was 270 pounds, and I started competing all over Texas. I did Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Corpus. That was mainly the shows. The big cities had the shows. They had shows. Otherwise, they didn't have that many shows at that time. Like just few shows. So I liked it, and I just got better and better and better. And I remember taking first place overall in Houston, second place in Dallas. And
these were all NPC shows, NPC
they were all NPCs. Yeah.
And you never, and after those, like nobody told you, hey, go to nationals or try nationals. You never decided to go to nationals at that time.
They were still telling me, and I was thinking about it, and then I had my son.
Okay.
So after I had my son, I decided, I need to spend time with this little dude.
And what year was that your son was born?
My son, I was 38. I was 38, so I'm about to be 60 in 10 days. So
60 years old.
That was like 22 years ago. So that was probably in 2000.
It was 22, yeah, 2000.
2000, yeah.
That's when your son was born?
2000. Yeah. He born in 1999, October 99. So I guess, yeah. So
then when your son was born, that's where you kind of like gave it a
I
pause.
did one more show.
Okay.
I did one more show, or two more shows. I did one in Houston, and then I did one in McAllen. And after that, I was 39 years old. And after that, I quit competing till like 15 years later, which I did the Iron House Classic.
But you did the last one you did in McAllen in 2000. That was the first time NPC, or that was not the NPC show, right? Because remember how NPC had Cornerstone first, and then there wasn't section, then the following year they made a section.
No, it was NPC.
Oh, so you did the NPC when it became section?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and what place did you get on that one?
Which one is the other?
The NPC one, the McAllen one.
The last one?
No, the one in 2000.
Oh, the 2000, I took the first place.
First place.
Yeah, I was a heavyweight. I weighted at that point. I weighted 225 on the stage. I weighted 225 on the stage.
And then how long did you? So when you had your son, you kind of just.
I still worked out. I worked out, but I never competed anymore because working out and competing is two different stories.
True.
Yeah. I mean, we can go work out, but the meal prep, the posing practice, all that cardio and everything else. It's time consuming. You know how it is. I mean,
and all that time that you were doing those shows, did you prep yourself all those shows?
I always prep myself. I never had that.
So after you kind of got the help with these guys, you learned your body and you just prepped yourself all those years, all those shows.
I mean, even the recent shows, I never have any coach. I just do. I think I know my body better than anybody else.
Have you changed your protocol? Have you changed anything different from when you first started to now? Like, has it been different?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Things have changed a lot. I mean, honestly, we're there. I mean, at that time, that like a kind of food they would tell you to eat to get ready for competition is so much different from the food that you're eating right now.
Well, give us an example. Like, how different was it? What did you used to do back then, and then how has it changed now?
So back then, like as far as the food goes, they weren't like they didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know what good carb is, what bad carb is. The carb was carb. Mm-hmm. You can just load up with anything. Like I was saying, I was eating spaghetti all the time. Which I wouldn't do it right now. I mean, right now my carb is just rice, potato, sweet potato. Back then it was like you could eat bread, you could eat the spaghetti, all that stuff. It was okay. I mean,
but you still got in pretty decent shape back then, right?
yeah, you got in pretty good, decent shape. But I think right now, I mean, at age 60, I think I'm not as good as I was at one point when I was like, in my 30s.
Yeah.
But that's just because you're younger, your muscle is totally different. Like my leg size is pretty much gone because when you get older, that's the first thing is go. Your legs
Your
goes,
legs go. Yeah.
your string goes. So I was pushing to a lot more weight than I was doing. I didn't have no injuries. So those things that were all factors. I was stronger. My muscle was like different. My skin was different. And those were all factors that helped me to get in better shape than I am right now. But otherwise, I think they didn't have that much knowledge of the nutrition at that point.
So how did you learn that then? How did you learn that transition from what you used to do to what you're doing now? How did you learn that transition?
Well, that's a good question. I started because I was out from competition a long time.
You said how many years? 15?
Yeah, about 15
Okay.
years. Yeah. So I started watching all these videos online and learning from different guys. They were talking about nutrition and stuff like that. So that helped me a lot. That really helped me a lot, about how I can change my body and turn it to like what I need to do to get on the stage again because my knowledge was about like 1990s, and that was totally different. And like I said, protocol and the nutrition and everything has changed so much since then. So,
And when you were in that 15-minute year break, how did you? I know you said you were still working out, but how much did you weigh at that time? What was your heaviest or that time?
I lost some weight. I was like maybe about 210.
Okay.
I was working out, but not serious workout, and I wasn't following it like a diet. I would eat anything.
Okay.
I wasn't meal prepping or anything like that. I think years I would just kind of let go. I was still like in a good shape, but not any form of shape.
And then what was it that clicked to come back? What made you come back in 2015? You said.
Yeah, 2015. I think I want to watch a couple of shows and like see. And when you're a competitor, you always is the fire is also always inside you. And like I know you probably one day you're gonna decide like I'm gonna come back. It doesn't matter. So I saw the couple of competition, and when you watch this competition, is actually is
Motivating.
yeah, it is very motivating, and you want to be out there because you've been there before, and it's exciting when you're out there, and people are there to watch you. I'm not gonna lie about it. So
And were you already in the valley that time?
I was in the valley.
When did you move to the valley?
So I moved to Valley in 1996.
Okay.
But like I said, I was there. I was here for 2 years. I hated Valley. Like why people they living here? So I moved to Austin.
Okay.
I was there a few years, and then my director over here called me and gave me like really good offer, like a lot of more money. I'm like, okay, Austin, the cost of living is so much higher.
Yeah.
It's cheaper over here. I'm gonna make more money. So
Move back down.
move back. So I moved back, and then I've been here since then.
Now do you love it?
Yeah, I got
got
used to it. Yeah, my Mexican people, I love them. So. Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. And at that time it was different too. There wasn't that many restaurants or that many gyms. When I came over here, I was in Holland and God, there was two gyms. One was Olympus.
That was the one north there, right? North area?
And Olympus was on Jackson.
Okay, and then they moved over there, right?
No. It's still there. I mean, I
So
think
which is the one in north?
which one is the north?
Because there's one in the north area. It's an older gym too.
I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
because you're saying it was Olympus, and what other gym was there?
There was a Sport Palace. The Sports Palace was off of Earth Carry. It was like a dungeon, man. It was like everything was rusted and everything was dirty. At both gym, like I came and like from like nice gyms out there, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing over here? You know what I
So
mean?
what gym did you go to? Which one did you decide?
I went to both of
Both
them.
or you're
Yeah,
okay.
I went to both of them. I was at the Sport Palace and Olympus. And Olympus, I mean, it was family run gym.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I've heard about the gyms. I've never stepped foot on those gyms. I heard about them. I just never was in.
I mean, it would do the job, but I mean, everything was rusty, dirty, you know, and then you feel like you're gonna get some fungus in your stomach disease when you were there. But I mean, it was okay. It was okay, and I became friends with the owner, and you know the guys were real nice guys, and his family. They were running the gym at Olympus. They were really nice people, and I became friends, and I stayed there. They shut down the Sport Palace because it was really, really important.
And where'd you go after that then?
After that, they opened a new gym on Ed Carey. I think it was a World Gym.
Okay.
It was on corner of Ed Carey and 77
Yes.
Sunshine.
Okay.
So, and then after that, they start opening more gym and more gym. Right now, you know, there's a lot of nice gyms in Colorado or everywhere in the valley. Before it wasn't like that. When I came over here in 1996, it was different. So,
So 2015, you decided, okay, I'm gonna come back and do a show, right?
yeah,
After going to several of the local shows and seeing the shows, you got motivated again to
yeah,
2015.
yeah.
And then how was that transition trying to prep again and see how your body would respond, or your body responded pretty good?
My body responded pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like I used to be, but I got on stage, I think, weighed 220, and I was pretty lean. I was very, very lean on the table at 220. Uh, but I knew a little bit different, like the prep was totally different, and the peak week was so much different from, well, it was so much easier. It was crazy back then. So,
And what you place on that show?
I usually when I compete in two categories. I do my age group,
Masters.
which at that time was 50 and up,
Okay.
and I do open,
Okay.
and I'm always heavyweight or super heavyweight.
Okay.
I guess super heavyweight is like 225 and up.
Yeah.
And I think one time I was 226. I wasn't. But so I always do those categories. I always win my class because I mean, there's not much competition in that class. But I don't remember I won the open. I think I was won. Yeah, I won the first place open, but I lost the overall.
Okay.
I lost the overall to some guy from Austin.
That was 2015.
That was 2015. And then I did that another show the next year, and then I did another show 2 years later, and then I haven't done anything. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think 2 years later. Maybe I'm miscalculating. Maybe it was 2014 and then 2015, and I did. Well, 2018 was my last show.
Okay.
Because I know it's been 4 years, so it's 2022. So I did 3 shows, and this is my fourth show since I came back, and they've all been Iron House class.
So the last one you competed locally was 2018.
2018, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
2019. Oh, because they didn't have it. They didn't have it 2021. No, they didn't have it 2020, right? For the COVID. But so 2019, you didn't compete 2019.
No, I think it was 2018, and I took everything like overall. And
I remember it was 4 years ago. I remember seeing you on stage that year. I didn't realize it was 4 years ago.
I think it was 4 years. Wow. It was 4 years.
Time flies.
Yeah, it goes by rocket. Yeah.
And so now that you're 50, like
50, I'm 60.
60. Sorry, 60. Like you heard of Eric, getting his pro card at 50, right? Eric Perkins, do you know Eric Perkins?
I don't know who the guy is.
Well, he's from McAllen. He just recently got his pro card last year at 50 at the Masters USA's.
Oh, okay.
They have Masters, 50, 60, to get to your pro card, even Masters. Is that something you want to decide to go up there and try it, or you just want
to be honest with you, I'm thinking about it, and even every time I compete, the judges tell me, "Why don't you go and do the master? I mean, the Master National." Master National. Every time judges they tell me, I guess they see that I have,
Because I think with your physique, that I admire most about your physique is your conditioning.
Yeah.
Because I think at that age, the older we get, it's tougher to get really conditioned, conditioned. So getting that conditioning, it's key, and that to me, that's usually that sets a standard of winning, at national level,
Yeah. No, I think honestly, I have a really good chance to win the national, even the pro, because I watched some of the like the pictures
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying
they
because
did at my age. I'm like looking at them. Like, I don't want to brag, but I think I look a lot better than
yeah,
those guys.
and the way the Masters Nationals works, I mean, you can even do multiple. You can do 40 and up, you can do 50 and up, or you can just do 60 and up.
Right.
Whichever you prefer. But sometimes some of the guys they do multiple. But I mean, at 60 up, I know. I mean, those
Yeah.
you can take some of those guys out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like my condition, like you mentioned, I mean, people they know me, they would tell you I'm always like 4 weeks away from the getting on the stage. I don't like. I understand a lot of people they bulk up, which is the right way to bulk up and then just get lean for the competition. But my mentality is a little bit different because I'm older. I don't want to get bigger. To me, like I'm 60 years old. Why do I want to gain another 20 pounds?
Well, I think the difference between us and the younger crowd or younger guys is that we've already developed some good size and muscle quality that we don't have to do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that we can maintain a good leanness,
Yeah.
12%, 15% max, and keep just growing ideally that way.
Yeah.
It's better for us. And like you said, it's just easier for us to prep for a show. But I think for a new guy that's trying to build some muscle, I mean, they're gonna have to bulk
They
up for
have
a good
to.
while to really pack on that size.
Yeah, another thing is like as you get older, I mean, when I compete, the judges or people they make a comment. How is that your skin is not loose? If you look at my skin, it's very very tight, and the reason behind it is because my off-season weight and my competition weight is pretty much the same. Off-season, I might be like 230. I compete at 225. So when you get bloated, like we gain 50, 60 pounds, when you're young, your skin is elastic. It goes back.
Yeah.
But when you get older, you gain 60 pounds, and when you lose that pound, your skin is already thin. It doesn't have elasticity. So it's going to be a lot of stretch mark, especially on your belly button and stuff. And you see it on the older guys when they compete. Probably 90% of them, age 50 and up,
Or
they have.
you get the thick skin, or you're gonna get loose skin.
Yeah, and so, but I don't want to have that problem. So I stay pretty much lean the whole time during a year. That's why I don't have that's to avoid that skin problem. So the stretch mark and lose the skin and stuff like that.
So when you're not on prep, what's the biggest difference from not being on prep? Is it just your cardio or calorie intake you change in it, or what is the main difference that you just kind of get? Okay,
Not much.
not much.
To be honest with you, even off season, I always meal prep. I take every night I cook. I take my meal to work and stuff like that. The only difference would be like, okay, off season I might have a little like piece of cake over here, sweet bread over there. I'll go and have to restaurant Mexican and have a tortillas and stuff like that. But when I'm gonna start prepping, of course I'm gonna avoid all those stuff. As far as cardio, I never do cardio. Not even for prep. I never do cardio. I mean, I think when I do cardio, I lose too much, especially on my legs. I lose too much muscle. So without the cardio, I can still get lean, and so I just avoid the cardio. I'm not saying that's for everybody. And
No, I do cardio, but I don't have to do as much as I used to before. But I think like you have a good point. Is like the more consistent you are, and like you'd say, even when you're not on prep, you're still what 85% good, 90% good maybe, and this is about 10% that's. So I think that just by cleaning that 10%, it makes a
it makes a difference. Yeah, I mean, even off season, I still have a striation in my quad. I still have a striation in my chest. I mean, people that at the gym would tell you. I mean, some people they see me, they tell you. I mean, I still have separation because like I still meal prep and I eat good and I cook quality food. Like I get salmon, I get wild caught salmon.
Wow. Yeah.
If I get beef, I get grass fed beef. I'm like I can afford it right now. So I know not everybody can afford that, but I can afford it, and well, why not? I'm just gonna eat quality food. If I eat eggs, I get the pasture raised eggs, which is a lot better quality eggs. So that those things. And if I cook with like good quality coconut oil or olive oil, like high quality, and that's the two only oil I cook with, and very little, not much, of course. So those, I think, what you eat is very important, the quality of the food that you eat. I know that a lot of people they can afford it, but if you can afford it, I think you should just eat the good quality.
And with all the years that you've been bodybuilding, have you had any serious injuries?
Yeah, actually, I have a bad lower back, like three of my vertebrae are kind of touching each other. There is no disc in between.
So you got no more cushion
There's
there.
no more cushion, and that's why I've been avoiding doing the squat for a long time. And just recently, actually, like 3, 4 weeks ago, I went two different surgeon. Because I got an MRI in my left shoulder. I have three tears. One is complete tear, 1 inch retracted tendon, and one partially tear tendon on my shoulder, my left shoulder, and one partially tear between biceps and shoulder, the tendon.
And how are you still working them out? What are you doing to modify that?
I avoid a lot certain exercises that aggravate it, and I'm not doing as heavy weight as I was doing. I went into physical therapy for 10 sessions, and just the last surgeon that I went over there, they gave me the cross shot, and that's helping with the pain and
The inflammation.
Yeah.
Are you going to have surgery on it?
Well, this is the thing. Both surgeons they told me there's only 50% chance that the one that is retracted 1 inch, can bring it back and reattach it. Only 50% chance. And either they can be a successful surgery or not, I'm going to be out 6 months. I'm like, the heck with that. I'm just not going to do it.
6 months? Wow.
Well, 6 months of weight training. I mean, you can do like, they said you can come back to your daily activity in maybe 6 weeks, and then a little bit of weight, like if you want to put something up on the shelf and stuff in maybe 34 months. But if you want to weight train, it's going to be about 6 months. Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Like, it's 50% chance, and I'm going to be out for 6 months. I'm just gonna try to avoid it.
And the other ones are just slight tears.
Right? Yeah, slight tears.
So
Yeah.
those can heal within.
They can heal, and I'm taking like a lot of supplements.
Are you taking any type of peptides?
I know. I have thought about that, but I haven't.
Because I know there's certain peptides that could help with repair.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of new peptides that with cartilage repair. Repair. So it's something that you could.
Yeah, that's something then. Yeah, to consider.
And how to injure your lower back? Was that during training or is that something?
Actually, it was. Yeah, it was actually doing a leg press. And I heard the pop. And that was a long time ago, and since then it never been the same.
Never been the same.
Yeah, it's never been the same. I got an MRI and it shows that. But I guess throughout the year, I've been working out for.
So you kind of knew what you can and cannot do.
Yeah,
so not aggravated no more.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I do other stuff for just keep the size of my legs as much as I can without aggravating my lower back and stuff. I work around the stuff, my injuries, but I'm okay. You know what I mean?
And you've been out 4 years since the last time you competed at the Iron House.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say your physique has it improved a little bit, or it's kind of just been the same, or
I think I got better.
Got better?
Yeah, I think this show I'm probably gonna be better than the last few shows that I've.
But the weight's kind of the same. It's just
the weight
quality, it's just the way the body looks.
Yeah, I see like the striation that I've never seen before in my body and definition. And last couple of shows, my lower back was really, really hurting. So I kind of ignored my back totally. No, my back is not hurting as much. So I do a lot of deadlift. I do like 4 plates deadlift. Okay. And it helps me with my, hamstring, my glutes, my lower back, my upper back, all that stuff. And there's a couple of stuff that I have been doing to improve my back, like from head to toe from my back, and it shows that the improvement. And of course, like I said, It do seem like more detailed than before.
I think that's just because you, like you said, you staying pretty lean even in the off season. That depth of body fat's not stored as much in that area, so you really getting that.
Yeah. I think that would help. I mean, if you can stay lean, because a lot of people, I don't know, they gain 50 pounds and then they lose 48 pounds to get on the stage.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're like, was it really worth it?
yeah, all that eating and stuff. Because when you eat so much, you put your GI tract under stress. You're gonna gain a lot of water with all that weight, and it's gonna put your heart in a bad, condition. Like for me at my age, number one, my priority is like being to stay healthy, stay in good shape. But at the same time, I want to work out. I want to continue this. I don't want to like, okay, after this, I'm done. Let me just do one show, gain 20 pounds, have 50 pounds, and then my last show. No, I want to just compete, not compete, at least just continue working out and stay in good shape. And I like it because honestly, I get compliments from everywhere I go, and people they compliment me.
Well, speaking of that, like at the gym, you got a lot of these young guys you see working out, and they come up to you, hey Saeed, how do you stay so lean? Hey Saeed, what do you kind of do? Hey Saeed, what do I take? What's the best advice you can give these young guys that are starting off in the sport itself?
Well, I have a joke for you because I tell everybody. It's funny because I'm from Iran, right?
Okay.
So I tell everybody the secret is camel milk. You have to drink camel milk, and it has to be two hump camels. No, no, that's a joke, and everybody knows that. Like you know, they post something, they always like, oh yeah, you the camel milk, but it has to be two hump. Yeah, it has to be two hump. But honestly, the consistency and being focused is the number one. I mean, I see a lot of guys, they come to the gym and they work out hard. They work out hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, you don't see them.
You're gone for the weekend, right?
So they're partying out there. You can't do that. If I mean, you can do it. It's still live. But if you wanna, you have to choose what you want.
There you go. That's the word you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, really, you come and kick you butt in the gym for 3, 4 days, and you go and ruin everything by drinking and eating all kind of junk the weekend, and then you're gonna come on back and start all over again. I mean,
that's the best advice that I've tried to tell people. But that's the best advice. That's another person saying what I've always told people.
Yeah.
It's like you might come in here 3, 4 hard days, 5 days max maybe, and then you literally just throw it out the door.
Yeah.
So your progress is never going to be there.
Defeat the purpose. I mean, you might progress a little bit, but you don't achieve your full potential if you would be consistent. You're just not working out. When I started working out, some guy at the gym, the very, very few days I was working out, came and told me that any monkey can lift weight.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, the dieting, the sleeping, being focused and everything else, that makes a difference. So I didn't come working out like 3, 4 days a week. Yeah, you achieve some result, but that's not the full result that you're gonna achieve.
And I guess that's what I try to explain. It's like there's a difference between a weightlifter and a bodybuilder. The weightlifter goes to the gym.
Yeah.
Lifts weights. Bodybuilder is like what we do is where it's a consistent thing where, like I said, the diet's there, our recovery's there, our sleep's there, and it's a 24/7, 7 days out of the week.
Yeah. And also, like a lot of young guys, they rushing it. They rush everything. They want to use everything, and they want to go heavyweight, heavyweight. And do you open yourself for injury when you go? You want to push your limit, but there is a limit. I mean, you need to know. Okay, there is a boundary. I can get injured. I rather instead of doing one rep of like 400 pounds of bench press, I do sets with the 6 reps, nice control weight, with 300 pounds. And I think you get a better result. You stay away from injuries.
That's second advice right there, guys. Listen, go ahead. Get second advice.
Yeah, and you develop nice dense muscle. When you just jerking the weight and the stuff, it's just you just putting your joints and ligament and tendons on stress.
I've never focused on a one rep, workouts. I've never.
You're the power
There
lifter,
you
you
go.
know.
I'm not
You know,
power.
just
I've never.
yeah,
That's why when people always ask, hey, they tell you right, they say how much you bench, how much you squat,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
cause I never trained that way,
Yeah,
I would tell people, I don't know, because I never trained to just do a one rep lift.
yeah.
I'm a bodybuilder, so my
Like
main focus is muscle contraction and
exactly,
pump.
yeah. You want to feel the muscle. Like when people ask me, like, what's your heavyweight? On like my heavyweight when I do, I want to get between 4 to 6 reps of anything. Is it bench press? Is it squat? Is it deadlift? I don't want to get like that's for the heavyweight I'm talking.
Yeah,
I don't want to get just 1 rep. I don't want to get 25 reps if it's a heavyweight. If it's a lightweight day, yeah, you want to get maybe 12 to 15 reps. But if heavy day, maybe 4 to 6, nice controlled weight, and then I think you're gonna get a lot more dense quality muscle than you just jerking it. Half the time, what did they say to you? Like mind muscle connection. When you go and doing like a 450 pounds and you're not sure that you're gonna bench it or not, you're just worried about you're gonna do. You didn't know mind and muscle connection. You just worry about am I gonna push this up or not?
And you're using everything. You're
Yeah.
just using chest.
Oh, but there is no connection there. You don't feel the muscle. You're just jerking and pushing it away. And like, why? I mean, I don't see the reason. You're just opening yourself for injury, and that's all it is.
And another thing you said earlier is like they want to use everything.
Yeah.
What advice can you give somebody too on that part where they're like, come on, say what do you want? What do you think? They're always gonna say that because a lot of individuals think it's just that.
It's, I'm not gonna lie. That things helps. The stuff that you use it helps, but it's not that. And the more that you use, it doesn't mean that it's better. There is still, I mean, a limit for everything. You don't want to go to kidney failure, heart failure, and you don't want to shorten your career just because you want to get so big so quick.
And I think a lot of it too is like none of these young guys don't want to set their potential naturally to see where they could go, and then they want to start right away.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you, I started when I was 8, 26, 27, and I didn't even had a protein shake. Honestly, I didn't use anything like 3, 4 years later. And it was I was 26 and 27. These guys like 14, 15, they still want to use the stuff. Like, dude, you haven't even reached the puberty. Let your body just do their term. And then after that, then you can start using the stuff just a little at the time to see how your body react to it and just use it in your advantage at that point. Not just go blast and use everything. I work in the laboratory and I'm not saying I don't use the stuff. I use the stuff, but I use very little and I test myself. And with that little stuff that I use, my free testosterone is like 1,500, 2,000. You don't want more than what is your body gonna do with all that? That's gonna
I think it's just like right now it's so pushed so much in the industry, and a lot of young guys that are fitness influencers, they're on something and they're like I said, 19, 20, barely, and I think it's just like you said, nobody is willing to put the work in, and then like you said, start slow,
yeah.
and develop your body the right way,
And there's another thing that you probably, I mean, I'm sure you know this. Like you're taking a stuff, it doesn't mean your body's gonna take it. If you don't have enough receptor to take that inside and use it, that is gonna stay in your system, and it's gonna be toxic for your body. Sometimes people, you don't have that much receptor, and then you say, "Oh, I didn't gain that much weight." Then you push more and more and more. That doesn't mean that you will.
Or I think that's a good point. I think I was on to 2 point is like a lot of them don't really train hardcore and die hardcore first, and then
Like you said, exactly. You said that I mean, that's a really good point. You just give yourself few years, 4 or 5 years natural to see how much you can achieve. And after that, you can make it. I'm not saying do not start it. I mean, everybody does if you want to get a stage, bro. that's up to you. I'm not
Yeah.
promoting
No,
that.
I can
You
tell
know,
it's a
but
personal choice, but
yeah,
it's just like being smart about it. How?
yeah, it's more, and do the testing. Do the testing. Just don't like today. One of the guys comes at the gym and tells me like, should I take Armadex? I was like, what? Do you have a high estrogen? I don't know. Like, what do you want to take it? Go do the testing. If you have it's high, then you can take it. If it's not high, don't take it. Why you want to take it and drop your estrogen level to zero? And what are you going to get from that? No libido, heart disease, bone disease, and you're not going to even gain. You have need estrogen. You need a balance. You need a balance to even gain muscle. You know, but these people, they just. Or I had a person, one guy, was taking 2 Aramadex a day. Like, dude, this is gonna kill you. Like, and his coach was telling him to take it, to get ready for a show, it's gonna dry you out. Like, you don't need, I mean, how much estrogen your body has that you need to take 2 Aramadex a day? That's 14 a week. So, you gotta just kind of
do your own research also.
do your testing. You see your body needs it or not needs it. Get testing like every 3 4 months. At least do your testosterone, estrogen level, prolactin level to see where you're standing before or the. I mean, if you do those, you want to do like liver enzymes, kidney enzymes to make sure, everything is fine before you go and start just blasting everything everybody tells you. I mean, you don't want to listen to it. Yeah, and it's good research, and that's what you guys need to understand. First do your research, get your blood work, see where you're at before anything. And think about why you want to do it too. I think a lot of people that just do it to do it, they're not really getting the benefit out of it. If it's because they're not competing or they're not really. Don't do it. Like don't put your body through that stress. But so you're 3 weeks out from the Iron House. This is one of your best shapes, physiques that you think that you feel are really, really good. It's been 4 years since the last time you stepped on stage. Yeah, definitely. I think I'm looking forward to seeing you on stage. But I really think in my eyes when I see, I think you like I was talking to Lupus, like you should go to nationals. I mean, I think at that level at nationals 50 or 60, I think you have a good chance of beating some of those guys and even getting that pro card at the national level. So that's just my opinion. I understand. And that's something that I think you can achieve. I think. I mean, I seen Saeed. I mean, like I said, this guy does walk around lean year round. It's something I've learned to do. Also, I'm not trying. I don't let my body go past a certain percentage, or I always keep track of everything. And I think, like you said, it helps. One is overall health, and two, it helps you get prep easier than like you're saying, like, oh, I gotta drop 40 pounds of what? Why'd you gain so much weight? You gotta drop all that weight back, Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. National, I'm thinking about it, see what happens. I mean, I think I have a really good chance, but I mean, I haven't decided for sure, but I'm thinking about it. And a lot of people that just actually telling everybody pretty much only do national division. So we'll see what happens next year after this show, yeah. And it's something you want to keep doing till they tell you no more, or when you think that when will you hang them up? The bodybuilding, competing, or just competing. Because bodybuilding I still do it, but yeah, working out I'm gonna do till like I just can't even walk. I'll probably walk. Even if I can walk, I still do the down. I'm not gonna stay away from that. I love it because this is my part of my life. I've been doing it for 30 some years, and I mean, I mean, I don't even get sick, Jason. I think this is helping me. I don't see a doctor I haven't seen a doctor for years. It's just because I eat right. I do the weight training. I sleep good, and the lifestyle that I have is helping me to stay healthy. So I'm going to continue this. Competing, I'm not really sure what I'm thinking about doing national. Maybe the pro card, I want to compete against the pros. And after that, we'll see what might be that. That's awesome, man. I really think you should, before you hang him up, is get that national stage, man. That's just my opinion. I think your physique your conditioning. I mean, it's phenomenal. And then, like you said, man, he's 60 years old.
mad respect. I remember seeing you when you came back. I think, like you said, it was 2015 when I saw you
Yeah.
when you made that comeback, and I was like, man, this guy's still in good shape, man.
Yeah,
It's still,
thanks. I
and
appreciate
even
that.
now, I was like, man, it's at 60 years old. It's look at that, man.
Yeah,
More
that's
of
it.
this. There you go. There you go. Look at that. I mean, this guy, like, it's something. If you guys go out on 3 weeks September the 3rd here at McAllen Convention Center, say Saeed, go give some support. I know. Do you have social media?
I usually use
Facebook?
Facebook. Yeah, I usually
I know.
use Facebook.
It's Instagram.
I do use. I have it, but I've
Okay.
never used it.
So Facebook. How can
Facebook.
somebody follow you on Facebook?
My name is Saeed Kalantari,
Okay.
and I mean, if you want, just just
That's all.
follow me.
That's new, right? Like trying to get into that bodybuilding, posting bodybuilding. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
different from what we're used to, right?
Right. It was nothing like that. It was just magazine at the time, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
magazines and hoping to be a magazine. Now it's social media.
Yeah.
You got to be that, But yeah, give him a follow. Saeed. And give some support down here. So
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you coming out here,
Yeah,
telling your
thanks.
story.
Thanks for inviting me.
You look
I
like
really
a
enjoyed it.
phenomenal man at your age, man. And I remember, like I said, I remember seeing you on stage before. When I started before, even way. 'Cause I think I do remember you doing the cornerstone at that 2000 or
Yeah,
2001 or
yeah.
99. I remember seeing you
That
then,
was.
and he's still at it. That was my first show I did with 98, the free arrow, and then I
Oh,
think I
okay.
did the cornerstone there. So, but I remember seeing you then, and like I said, saw you when you made your comeback. And it's phenomenal physique, man. The condition, and as at the top, I like that conditioning. Because
Yes.
it's hard work to get that sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
So seeing you is it's awesome. So good luck in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. I
Appreciate
appreciate
you
it.
coming by.
Sure.
And
Thank you for
sharing your
inviting
story
me.
with our fans here. So you guys give them a follow. If you guys new here, like I said, give us a follow at Texas Bodybuilding News. For coaching, CoachJasonMartinez.com. For my team, Team Jack. So till next time, get that last rep in. Peace.